Hello, BNR Kennel. This is my second video for the day. The first one, I don't know if y'all caught it, but it was um, females in heat and a whining Rex and a whining Ruger. Zeus is the only one that wasn't whining. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about right now is anybody that has a German Shepherd likely has a lot of mud because they like to run the yard, right? Exactly. Well, as you know, we have multiples. We now have 8, and ranging in age from a little over 2 months to 2.5 years, almost 3. So, needless to say, our entire backyard, what used to be this luscious, beautiful green grass, turned into a mud hole. So, this morning I had a meeting with a, a kennel in Martinsburg, and the kennel um, was labeled as a farm. However, when I arrived at the location, it was not a farm, it was a house in a residential neighborhood, very nice residential neighborhood with very little property. I would say maybe quarter of an acre. And she ran the kennel out of her garage, which I'm 100% fine with. You know, they had heat in there, they had air conditioning in there, they got running water in there. So I have no problems with that. You know, whatever works. And her passion for dogs was bar none. It was above anything that I've seen. A lot of kennels and they're in it for the money. Well, this lady was in it because she loves the dogs, period. She had 15 runs, which is ideal. To me, that's ideal. That way, she was retired. She retired at 62, and this is what she and her husband do after retirement, so it's manageable. In hindsight, if I were to decide, and Terry and I've talked about it, we just haven't come up with a real game plan yet. Ruger, get down. We just haven't. Say hi, Ruger. We just haven't came up with an actual game plan as to how. But I have the want. I have the desire. Ruger wants to say hi, everybody. Hi, Ruger. Okay, put your nose down, boy. Well, anyway, so when we were there, or when I was there, Terry's at work. So when I was there and I was talking to her, she had straw down. And I asked her, I said, why would you choose straw and not put mulch down? Because in the last 2 years, Terry's put mulch down. I like to say we, but me had nothing to do with it. It was all him. When we bought the property, you know, we had this deal. I take care of the inside of the house, you take care of the outside. Well, the outside has now been overrun by our dogs, and he just can't do it all on his own. So I was just like, okay. You know, so I've been running my brains. He always says, you never help me with the yard. And he's right. I don't help with the yard because he doesn't help me on the inside. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. We both work full time, and I've taken on a couple of other full time endeavors since I've been working from home, but that's also neither here nor there. But anyway, so I asked her why she put straw down, and she said straw doesn't compost. She said, and it soaks up the mud. I was like, really? I said, So that got me thinking. So here I am, I'm in my Durango. So I get home and I text Terry and I said, Terry, can I come and pick your truck up? I need to go pick up some straw. Ruger, no! Get over here. I said, I need to go pick up some straw. And he says, no. I said, why? And his reply was, just because. I said, well, so I got back on there and I said, well, look, I was trying to be proactive. I met with the lady at the kennel and she put straw down to soak up the mud. I said, so I wanted to go and pick up 6 square bales of straw, which I did from a local farmer, and I highly recommend it. Gosh, guys, I highly recommend it. Looking right now, it obviously it's not grass, but all of this area that I'm going to show y'all was mud. I mean, pure mud. I mean, all the way from, I'm standing on the deck right now. Over there is Terry's shop, and there's the burn barrel, and there was mud all around there. And over here, we have Charlie's pen down there, which Charlie moved. And as soon as we get Mr. Goose out of the way and we get some more fencing up, we're going to put the agility course down there, and I'm going to have some other things going on, as if I don't have enough. But anyway, that entire space down there you see alongside the garden, right there, that was all mud, so I put straw down there. The worst part was right here when you come off the deck. It was, I mean, it was a mud hole. Because that's the first place they go. They can come down, they jump on the mud. You know, so there's no more grass there. And then there, for the longest time, they were drinking out of the bird bath, which ultimately we're going to move that out to the front yard, but it's going to take 2 people because that's one heavy rock. And over here where the chickens are, there's mud all the way back there, but I haven't got that far yet. But primarily, what I wanted to do this video was to show y'all that it may not be grass right now, but it's not mud either. It's straw. So when I walk across this yard, I'm not going in the house and I'm not tracking mud everywhere. And that's the goal. That's the goal. So when the dogs come outside and they come back in the house, they're not tracking mud everywhere. And granted, I bought 6 square bales of straw, and it's wheat straw. And I highly recommend it. For those of you that have the dogs and are having a mud problem, I highly recommend you getting in touch with a local farmer. If you don't have a contact, hit me up. I'll get you set up. This farmer I went to, I found him on Facebook, found him on Marketplace. It's $5 a bale, and it's large square bales. And they're about 40 pounds each. I mean, they're a little hefty. They're quite hefty. I can lift it with one arm, but I'm not saying everybody can. But he was deaf. So his son was out there, so I was asking questions, and I'm like, why isn't he talking back? And then it dawned on me, like, duh, you know, he was reading my lips, and then his son was responding. I'm like, you know, because it took me for a second. I had this blonde moment. It took me a minute, and I was just like, okay. So, you know, they loaded the truck up and everything. I was just not, and I was just like, you know what? I said, y'all didn't have to do that. I was more than willing to load the truck. And they said, no, we got it, man, we got it. I was like, all right. And they had this pretty little blue heeler come out, and he was just the nicest thing, unlike Terry's dog Tank, which isn't so nice. So I was just like, oh, I have a phobia now with heelers because I associate heeler and bad dog. Tank hates me, but he's a daddy's boy, and he'll always be a daddy's boy, and that's fine, that's good. But anyway, back to the topic here. I'm like a squirrel. I'm like doing a video. I'm going, look, a squirrel. But back to topic. If y'all don't have a farmer, it's not that I'm against Home Depot or Tractor Supply or Walmart or anything like that, but I really, 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 really would appreciate if my puppy people and my German Shepherd page people would shop local. I mean, these guys, their expenses alone barely put, you know, a profit in their pocket, and they still have to eat. And a farmer's life is 24/7, 365. You know, that's just the way it is. And this family, it took me 5 minutes to get down the driveway. The driveway was about half a mile, and it took me about 5 minutes to get down the driveway. And I say that not because it was long or it's because I was taking in the view. I say that because it was so tore up, because they didn't have the money to pave the driveway. There was potholes, there was water. A couple of times I'm thinking, please, Lord, don't let this hole be deeper than I think it is, because it's full of water. And the last thing I wanted to do is get Terry's truck stuck. You know, it's just like, that's the last thing I want to do. But not that I think it would get stuck. It's got 4-wheel drive, and I'm sure I can get it up out of there. It's been a long time since I went 4-wheeling, but you know, it's one of those things. It's not something I plan to do. You know, there's a difference when you plan to go and when you're not. But like I said, the farmers, they're struggling, and I know this family's struggling. I could tell by the way things were kept, and I asked him. I said, how many bales do you cultivate a year? He said 1,000 bales, $5 a bale. I'm thinking $5,000. That's not even enough to run your equipment all year. But he's not making a profit. He's selling these because that's what he does. That's what he does. You know, that's his full-time job, is to farm that property. They had some cattle, but they're not selling that cattle. That cattle is going to feed them next year. You know, and I was just like, wow, it kind of really hit me. reality sink in. It's like, there's a lot of people really struggling out here. And this guy's out here working and working and working, and he's still struggling. Yes, he's got food out there in the field, but he's still got to pay somebody to slaughter it. He's still got to pay somebody to butcher it. He's still got to pay somebody, to transport it and do all that other good stuff that comes with it. And let me tell you, y'all, it's not cheap. It is not cheap. And you got your butchers out here and your slaughterhouses. They're marking everything up because they know, hey, times are getting rough, and we're gonna make some money while we can. And the people that are suffering are the farmers. So I say all that to say this: if you're gonna go out and get some wheat straw, please go to a local farmer. And please, if you got mud in your yard, truly invest in a bale or 2 or 3 of wheat straw and spread it, because I promise you, I'm liking this right now, and I've walked across it and I don't have mud one on my feet, and I know it's pure mud underneath of all of this. So y'all you don't have to listen to me, but I'm learning as I go, and hopefully I can teach y'all what I've already learned, so you don't have to go through what the process is. You can just say, oh, well, Denise did this and it worked, and kind of nip it before it gets bad. You know what I mean? So I did not spread this. Ideally, I was looking for a rake. I couldn't find one, and probably don't have a rake anymore. I imagine it got chewed up somewhere. So I just kind of spread it with my hands. So you got some clumps out here, but like that clump right there, which I need to go out there and shake out some more. But that's what my afternoon consisted of. I had the day off today. Today is a holiday for my full-time job, so I did some stuff around here. But ultimately, my goal was to help Terry out in the yard. Maybe he'll be pleased, or he'll say, what'd you do all that for? One or the other could go either way. But nonetheless, my heart was in the right place, right? That's right. So anyway, I just want to say, if you got mud, wheat straw, not mulch. Y'all have a great day. Hope this helps somebody. Bye-bye.